Now, Catherine, Trump's running mate, JD Vance, is also in Philadelphia. How's the Trump campaign reacting to this pick so far?
Well, it's been pretty expected, at least from the Trump campaign, whether it's his running mate, JD Vance, or Trump himself. The campaign statements, they're essentially attacking Walz as being one of the most progressive governors. It's what they're saying. They're saying this is the most progressive ticket. In fact, Trump put on Truth Social just the words "thank you" in all caps with an exclamation point, trying to shift the narrative here, essentially saying, thank you for picking him. This will be easier now for me to win re-election, is my assessment of that. So that's how they're reacting. I don't know ultimately how they will continue those attacks down the road. It seems that they're just going to focus on what they call his progressive record. But at the same time, I do think that the Trump campaign does know about his reputation with Republicans and the ability to pull over some of those moderate voters. So how do they hit back on that? I think just their branding of this ticket as the most progressive ticket is really the line of attack that they have now, and something that you will continue to hear from former President Trump and his running mate.
And we did hear from his running mate, JD Vance, within the hour about this. I want to play that clip for you.
I think it's interesting, actually. They make an interesting tag team because, of course, Tim Walz allowed rioters to burn down Minneapolis in the summer of 2020, and then the few who got caught, Kamala Harris helped bail them out of jail. So it is more instructive for what it says about Kamala Harris, that she doesn't care about the border, she doesn't care about crime, she doesn't care about American energy, and most importantly, she doesn't care about the Americans who have been made to suffer under those policies. I'll take a couple questions, then we're going to hit the road and go to this press conference. Yeah.
It would show that it's anti-Semitism. Reason why you believe Kamala Harris didn't choose Josh Shapiro to still with that?
Well, it's not what I believe. It's what the Democratic leadership has said. Many people said repeatedly that the reason Kamala Harris was going away from the Josh Shapiro selection is because they were worried about anti-Semitism. They were worried about certain voters. They were worried about some of the leaders and the grassroots activists in their party wouldn't take a Jewish nominee. I think it's despicable. I think it's disgusting, but that is right out of the words of many members of the Democratic leadership. And so now we have Tim Walz, but again, most importantly, we have Kamala Harris. Her policies have been a disaster, and they will remain so if the American people give her a promotion.
So, Catherine, there you have it. I mean, almost a laundry list of the criticisms that you can expect Walz and Harris to continue to face on the campaign trail. How are they going to try to respond to these more vulnerable spots?
So it was interesting listening to Vance on the plane, what he was focused on. Obviously, on the Harris side, they've been focusing, Republicans have, on her record on immigration and the border. But what you will continue to hear from Vance and Republicans is what you just heard there. They're going to try and attack Governor Walz for his response to the George Floyd murder specifically, and that was back in 2020, but specifically the speed at which he asked for the National Guard to come in and help. He has been criticized around that. He was asked by the mayor for the National Guard, by some local law enforcement on the ground, and I believe it was 3 days or so before he signed that executive order. Now, Walz has said, has responded to criticism on that recently and in the past. He's said that they were doing the best they could for the resources that they had on the ground. So I think that you will definitely see those renewed criticisms, as you just did, from JD Vance, and Walz will have to respond to those. I'm sure he will on the campaign trail and I'm sure interviews with reporters.
So, Selena, what's next for the Harris-Walz campaign now?
Yeah, Diane, I mean, she's going to be blitzing battleground states with her running mate. They are traveling to 7 states in just 5 days, starting, of course, here in Philadelphia. And on the other hand, Donald Trump is not traveling to any battleground states this week. Instead, he has sent JD Vance, as we already seen, to follow Harris every step of the way, hitting the same states on the same day as her. And Walz has already proven that he is an effective messenger to deflect those Republican attacks. Remember, he is the one who labeled them as weird, labeled JD Vance's views and his allies as, quote, weird, which caught a lot of steam. So he's ready to go after them. And their message to the American people is going to be that they are out for middle-class Americans. They can point to Walz's record and what he's done in Minnesota. Their message is going to be one of freedom, as we saw Vice President Harris already pushing throughout the campaign.
All right, Selena Wang, Catherine Falders, thank you.